Man, you're gonna be hard for you to bend corners in the city, man.
Oh,
you,
man,
I hope you ain't. I ain't got shit to do with it.
Can I still come to Lennox?
I got nothing to do with it.
Lord
I got nothing to do with it. You better go to the West End where it's safe.
Brackets, complex brackets. Let's get bracket.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Complex Brackets. I'm your host, Brian B.Dot Miller, and today we're joined by a rapper, actor, and budding comedian, and you probably know him as the King of the South. Please welcome T.I.
What's going on, King? How you doing?
Good to see you, man.
Love and respect. Good
Absolutely.
to see you, too.
So, Tip, Atlanta's been a rap mecca for decades now, right? And as one of the greats, we thought it was only right for you to help us crown the best Atlanta rapper of all time.
Okay.
Now, in all fairness, we excluded you from this bracket.
Yeah, I'm glad.
You know, for purposes of the debate.
Yeah, I think I'd be biased.
I think you would be, too. All right, well, let's get it bracket. First matchup we got, Outkast versus Goody Mob.
Man, this is tough, bro. Like, you know, I feel like these are the guys that probably should see each other in the final round. I don't like to do this, but I gotta go with Outkast. I don't like to do this, man. Yeah.
All right, well, Outkast slides to the right. Next matchup we got, Lil Jon versus Killer Mike.
But this isn't even fair. How you got Lil Jon going up against a lyricist like Killer Mike? But they're just two. They shouldn't even be in the same bracket.
I mean, Lil Jon meant a lot to Atlanta rap. Too, right?
It still does.
Yes.
Because I think Lil Jon is so much more than a rapper. He's a producer and like an executive producer. I don't think that we're playing to his strengths.
Okay, that's
right
a fair
here.
point.
So for this particular column and this particular bracket, I'm gonna have to go with my big homie Killer Mike.
Killer Mike from Adamsville goes on to the next round. Sticking to the South, who else we have?
Oh, damn, bro.
2 Chainz versus Luda.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can,
Nah, man, I don't want to do this. You
are gonna make me pick?
Yeah, certain ones I'm gonna make you pick, man. I'm gonna make you pick this one. Give me 3. I'm gonna get 3 passes, and this is one of them. I'm gonna let you pick which one.
They both had nice restaurants too.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this bracket, I would say, oh my God, I'm about to get a call right now. I think I'm gonna go Ludacris. I think Ludacris is a better rapper than 2 Chainz. I think Luda came at a time when the South really needed something to say. He needed some more representation. He gave another side of Atlanta rap that wasn't being represented. So
okay.
I'm gonna go Ludacris. No disrespect to 2 Chainz.
That's quite the decision you made there.
You see that?
That's quite the decision.
I see the wheels turning for
That's quite the decision. I mean, I think, again, both are staples, or should I say statues.
Facts.
In the city. I think there's a lot to be said for the current positioning of 2 Chainz and, how much relevance he's maintained over so much time, because they've been rapping around the same time.
That's true. That's true.
And there's just as much to be said for the diversification and the evolution of Ludacris as an actor. He's a part of probably a Guinness Book World Record holding franchise.
That's a fact.
But that was your decision, so you know what I'm saying? Good luck with that.
So are we going with Ludacris?
No, this is your decision. This is your call.
Well,
it's your call. I had absolutely no say in the matter.
All right, that's the first pass I get. Ludacris goes on to the next round. All right, it's only gonna get tougher from here.
Oh, shit.
Gucci Mane versus Jeezy. I will say Gucci Mane is having one hell of a year.
He's been having a hell of a few years.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm thinking about classic albums, discography, catalog. TM 101 is probably like some of the most unmovable music that you could get from Atlanta. And whereas, considering Guwap just had a hand in so many stars of present day.
That's a fact.
And so many songs that still go up right now. For lack of an ability to make a different decision, I'm gonna have to go with Jeezy on this one.
Snowman, there is no wrong answer.
Yeah.
The Snowman goes on to the next round. All right, let's stick to the new school.
Oh shit.
Lil Baby versus 21 Savage.
I don't think I'm not participating.
Is this one of my passes?
Yeah, I'm passing on this one, man. What do you got?
Man. Full disclosure, this is before the 21 Savage and Drake album dropped, so I don't know what 21. We don't know what that sounds like.
I don't think Savage need no help.
You don't?
I don't think he need no help. He got enough Drake records to be real stiff in this fight here.
That's a fact. But for the sake of what we have right now, I'm gonna go Lil Baby.
Damn.
I'm gonna go Little Baby.
Man, you're gonna be hard for you to bend corners in the city, man.
Oh, man,
I ain't got shit to do with it.
Can I still come to Lennox?
I got nothing to do with it.
Lord
I got nothing to do with it. You better go to the West End where it's safe.
Don't kill me, 21, but Little Baby has to go on to the next round. Next up, we got JID versus Gunna.
Now, G is probably one of the most phenomenal lyricists to ever grace the mic from Atlanta. You got to put him up there with Sci-Hi.
That's a big compliment coming from you.
Yeah, nah, he one of the best to do it. You know, he's very complex, no pun intended, and very thoughtful with how he presents his art. I remember the effects of his lyrics. I don't remember as many like just bona fide hit records.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
As I do for Gunna. Like, you know, I think Gunna from, you know, Drip or Drown to, you know, I mean, he just got a lot of bona fide hits. I'm gonna go with Gunna on this one.
And hits matter.
Yeah.
Free Gunna. He's going on to the next round. How about Migos versus Playboi Carti?
Now this is 3-on-1. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. It really ain't fair, bro.
Yeah.
I think you really did Carti a disservice on this one. I'm gonna have to go with the Migos. You got 3 styles here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
And the strength in numbers.
It is. That's what.
All right.
Absolutely.
You heard it from the King. Migos slides to the left. And for our last matchup in the first round,
I'm staying out of this.
Young Thug versus Future. Are you gonna stay out this one?
Staying out of this one.
Oh man. What do these artists mean to you personally?
To me personally, they have rebranded and added a different level of evolution to what we now know as trap music. You know,
a style that you pioneered.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the architect. However, everybody on here almost had a hand in building a brick and laying some foundation that, you know, that took it to where it is right now. Okay. I like to say Kilo
Ali,
and Sammy Sam crawled, so Outkast and Goody Mob could walk.
That's a fact.
So me, Jeezy, Luda, and Gucci could run. So Future, Thug, Gunna, and Savage, and Lil Baby could fly.
It's the evolution.
You know, it's kind of the prophecy being fulfilled.
Right. To be fair, I'm not the biggest Young Thug fan. I do love the record that you guys did together, the records that you guys have done together.
Man.
I'm just being honest.
How could you not be a fan? I just want to know. What is there not to?
I think Young Thug technically relies a lot on the auto-tune, and sometimes it's hard for me to understand what he's articulating in his rhyme. For me, I think that is an Achilles heel for Young Thug. As opposed to Future, I've had to grow to love Future. And I think Future's body of work, to me, his output is better than Young Thug's. So for that reason, I have to go with Future Hendrix.
Damn.
And sorry, I had to do it.
Man, free Slime, man.
And please, free Young Thug, absolutely. But for the sake of the bracket, I'm gonna have to go with Future.
Man, that's a damn shame.
I want to come back to Atlanta though. Too.
That's a damn shame, man. Good luck. Shit. I mean, we over here. What is this called? The semifinals.
All right, so this is the Elite 8. You ready to get into it?
Yeah.
All right. First up, we got Outkast and Killer Mike. Well, you know, Outkast and Killer Mike have worked on numerous projects, and
Killer Mike is the protege. He's the protege of Outkast.
Absolutely. They got the Grammy together.
Absolutely. We got to go with Outkast, you know, and I think Killer Mike would support that decision as well.
When people split Outkast, right? They be like Big Boy versus Andre. How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I don't think people give Big Boy the credit that he deserves as a lyricist. It's not many people who could have stood next to or performed next to Andre 3000 and still been noticed.
That's a fact.
The way Big has, and you know, Big is an extreme lyricist and a bona fide legend. It's something about when you put them two together, you know, that shit just is combustion.
And he has a hell of a solo career too.
Yes.
Absolutely. But going with Outkast.
Going with Outkast, man.
Outkast goes to the next round.
Yeah.
All right, what we got? Ludacris versus Jeezy.
I respect what Chris does. He's a phenomenal lyricist. Can't take nothing away from his body of work and from his skill set. But as a trap music pioneer, I'm gonna have to go gonna have to go with Jeezy on this one.
Okay. Now, obviously, trap is still a huge sound today, but do you feel like the newer generation pays homage to pioneers like yourself, Jeezy, and Gucci?
I don't think it's about that.
Okay.
You know, all they got to do is get out here and tell their truth and, you know, tell their story the way, unapologetically, in an honest way. They don't really owe us nothing, you know what I mean? We laid the bricks down, no pun intended. So so they could build on top of it however they want to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did you think that trap would still be a prominent sound after all these years?
To be honest with you, when I was, you know, when I was first making my first pieces of content, my first demos to my first album, mixtapes and shit, it was really for me about representing the people who lived the lifestyle that I was living. It just wasn't nobody to represent that bracket, if you will.
Right.
So it was all about being the proper representation for the people who I felt needed to be represented the most. I identified a gap.
Okay.
And I think Jeezy came and put an exclamation point off what I started with trap music.
All right, well said. Jeezy goes on to the next round. Next up to bat, Lil Baby versus Gunna.
Gunna was a big part of the introduction to Lil Baby.
That's a fact.
Drip Too Hard, you know, arguably could be like one of the, you know, first big records that, you know, we heard from Lil Baby.
Yeah.
That and the intro, or is it the intro or the freestyle? You say it went diamond?
Yeah.
Drip Too Hard went diamond?
Went diamond.
Shit. This is a tough one.
Not for me.
Not for you?
Not for me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
I'd go Lil Baby, man. I'd stick to Lil Baby.
Man, I hear you.
You hear me, but do you feel me?
I mean, I'm not mad at Lil Baby, but you know what I'm saying? I just know how, I know how Gunna's body of work over time, it ages well. You know what I mean? All right, so Lil Baby it is, man.
All right.
Free Gunna still.
Still. Lil Baby slides to the left. And for our last matchup in the second round, still a slaughter. Migos versus Future.
Both of them, they introduced a brand new style or a method of, I guess, cadence, performance.
Yes, that's a fact.
You know, and when they started doing that shit, everybody was kind of like following, and you know, you had to rap like that. Man, I'm gonna have to go Pluto. I'm gonna have to go with Pluto on this one.
You know what? I think I'm on that planet too. Future Hendrix advances to the next round. But before we move on, I want to know, excluding your own projects, what is the greatest rap album of all time to come out of Atlanta?
Southern Playalistic.
Southern Playalistic, Outkast's debut. Okay.
It's like the holy grail. As far as mainstream success, as far as, you know, global recognition, that's the first of its kind for real.
Yeah.
I really truly do think that, you know, Southern Playalistic that's the alpha.
Okay. Let's see what this Final Four holds for us. Outkast versus Jeezy.
Anytime you have Outkast in it, it's gonna be very easy for me. No offense to Jeezy, but I think he understands. He probably wanted this way too, man. Outkast will have to advance.
Outkast, shout out to Andre and Big Boy.
And so much to be said for, you know, a group that hasn't even made music together in probably over a decade.
I hate that.
It's timeless. It still speaks to the now.
Right. Outkast goes on to the next round. And for our last matchup in the third round, Lil Baby versus Future.
So with this, I believe seniority would have to play a part in it. They match up well as far as hits, as far as success. I think because, you know, Pluto has been putting in work for considerably longer than Wham has. He has some benefits that work to his favor. So begrudgingly, I must say Future again.
I am not upset at that analysis, Mr. Harris. Future goes on to the final round. All right, so now before we get into the championship round, when you look at hip hop as a whole, where do you think Atlanta ranks historically?
I mean, if you're asking me, it ranked at top.
Top.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, for me.
Okay.
Me being from Atlanta and seeing it all unfold, I'm going to place that experience and those memories, I'm gonna place that at the top of my list simply because, for one, I was a part of it, and to see it from the inside and to know all of the work and all of the triumphs, tragedies, all the conflict, confusion, and all the hard work that went into it, and how much of an uphill battle it was at first. When Dre said the South got something to say, it started then. You see what I'm saying? And just to see from then to now all the things that were able to be accomplished, you know, it's gonna be hard for me not to consider my city.
Fair enough. I ain't mad at that. Well, with that being said, for the Battle of Atlanta, Outkast versus Future.
Outkast.
Outkast. That sounds like a no-brainer.
I mean, anytime Outkast in there, I mean, that's an easy one for me. And you know, Future is he comes from the school of out. He's an Outkast alumni. Yeah. You know, a Dungeon Family alumni. So I don't feel no way about it. You did. Outkast, I think they definitely hold the crown.
Okay. Well, you heard it from Tip and Outkast himself. Outkast is everlasting. According to TIP, Outkast is the best rappers out of Atlanta. And you know what? I ain't mad at that, man. Now, Tip, before we get out of here, tell me about your interest in performing in stand-up comedy. How did this come about?
To be honest with you, just by mistake. But it wasn't until I think January 12th. My wife and I were going to an open mic night. One of my partners, K-Dub, has an open mic night. We were going to support him, check out some comedians. As soon as I got there, I met him at the bar, and there was a guy on stage. And we could agree that he was having a horrible go of it, but we kind of felt like it was for different reasons. And so we argued back and forth about that. Then K-Dub finally looked at me and said, hey man, I've been doing this 21 years. You gonna tell me something? When you gonna get your ass on stage? And of course, I, you know, like, man, come on, man, stop playing. And the man went up there and got the mic from this gentleman after his set and said, coming up to the stage next, whether he know it or not, is Tip Harris.
Wow.
I had to think of something from the seat to the stage. And when I got up there and got my first laugh, I freestyled for 35 minutes after that.
Okay.
I fell in love with it and started doing it every day ever since.
When can we expect new music from you, Tip?
I'm gonna work on my final album. I'm gonna do one more album and I'm gonna be done.
Rappers never retire.
I mean, you know, I've said everything I need to say right now. Once I, you know, put an exclamation point on it, I can, you know, move on to other things.
Okay.
It's gonna be called Kill the King, and working on it right now, excited about it. But before then, I'm gonna have some collaboration projects.
Okay.
One of which is with me and Blanco Brown. He has a subgenre called trailer trap music. And so we gonna do a project, you know, called Trailer Trap.
Trailer Trap.
Looking forward to that. Also doing a project with Boosie.
Oh.
The idea to do this project really comes because our sons are so close. They like best partners. So we just end up on the phone like two single mamas talking about what we gonna do with our sons, you know. And he said, you know what we need to do? We need to do a diss record about them niggas. I said, let's go.
That's hard. So what do you think is harder, making music or making jokes?
Man, it depends on what you're going through at the moment. You know what I mean? What kind of mindset. You know, sometimes you had a right day, man, the jokes write themselves.
Okay, that's true.
And so does the music.
All right, well, today was a good day. And I want to thank my guest T.I. for joining us on this week's episode of Complex Brackets and helping us crown the best rapper out of Atlanta. But what do you think? Jump in the comments, let us know, and check out the description below where you'll find a playable link to this exact bracket. Just make sure you share your results using the hashtag Complex Brackets on all social platforms. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm Brian B.Dot Miller. Brack up!
So you ain't planning on coming to Atlanta no time soon, right?
Only if I'm a red
Before this, and that's another thing. You ain't got no women on here.
I ain't got no women on here.
Damn.
Damn.
You definitely can't come to Atlanta.